Nathan Cox here. Today we're going to take a look at installing this Delta faucet. Nathan Cox, thanks for joining us on Around the Home. Now I know this faucet is mostly already installed, but I'm going to go through the tips on how to install it. And this is kind of a video for your I guess you would say average do-it-yourselfer, someone who has a decent knowledge of doing things. So they're doing a bathroom remodel, they put a new faucet in, and you really just want to see how it's put in there. You don't need a step-by-step, super in-depth video. You want to see how it's put in there so you can make sure that you're doing your installation correctly and finish it up so it comes out right, okay? I did this in PEX because PEX is not only a very quality pipe, but it's very easy for the do-it-yourselfer to do and do it correctly, okay? And very quality, lasts long, all that stuff, okay? I know it might have been nice to do this step by step, but oh well. I didn't get the video started before then. If you do want a super in-depth step-by-step video for this faucet, top right of the screen, popped up there, it's like over a half hour long, but it gives you like literally every step. So let's jump in here to the faucet and take you through it. What we have here is a standard Delta faucet. This one here is a shower only. So that's why there's only 3 outlets, or 2 inlets and 1 outlet. Okay, outlet up top, inlets on each side. You got your hot water here on the left, cold water on the right. Okay, if you had a tub shower spout right here, there'd be another one right here at the bottom for the tub spout. If you bought that faucet and you don't have a tub and you want to use it just as a shower, all you do is take a 1/2 inch galvanized or brass cap with some thread tape and stick it on there and just tighten it down. It caps it off, it's done, that's the correct way to do it. If you want some tips on the thread tape, check out the video popping up at the top right of your screen. Okay, these fittings here, very basic, there are just 3 of them. They're a female iron pipe or the female international pipe, however you want to say it. 1/2 inch FIP to 1/2 inch PEX. Okay, so there's 3 of them with the thread tape put on here, here, and here. Then screwed on tight, and that's done. Now on these Deltas, before you do that, this bracket back here that mounts it into the board comes off. There's a screw here and a screw on the other side. There's just 2 Phillips screws. Take them off, take that bracket off, set it to the side. Absolutely do not lose that because you need it. Okay, and tighten down all these fittings first, and then put the bracket back on. And I wouldn't go ahead, and I always put a little thread lock back on those screws when I put them back in. So I don't want this wiggling loose years to come down the road, okay? I want that staying tight. Okay, then we just run the PEX. After we get this installed, screwed into the board, by the way, you're like, okay, where do I put the board? And where's that black spacer unit that normally would sit right there? Well, I already have it off because I know where this faucet's going to fit. That black spacer helps you space it to the finished wall, whether it's a fiberglass shell or a tile wall. But most of the time on these Delta faucets, if you take a 2x4, this is a 2x4 stud here, by the way, to clarify that if you guys probably guessed that. And then I got another 2x4 just going this way, and it's all the way to the back and it's screwed in tight. So the front half of the 2x4 is visible, and then that's the area that the faucet sits in, okay? That normally comes out spot on, and then you don't need the black spacer anymore once you get that figured out. From there, like I said, running the PEX, got those clamped in with the pinch rings, or sometimes they call them the crimp rings. I always mix up the 2. Anyways, I have a video, top right of your screen, showing you how to install those. For those of you who aren't familiar with the PEX exactly, it's really easy to do. All you need is the proper tools for it, okay? And I will have Amazon links in the description down below with the tools that are necessary to get this project done. So you can get the right equipment, plus it helps out the channel and the website when you use those Amazon links. Okay, we talked about if you have the tub spout, you can cap it off if you don't want the tub. But if you do want the tub, depending on the wall and stuff like that, I find it normally easier just to, since I got these water pipes down here, is just to run this in galvanized. But a galvanized coupler, a galvanized nipple, and a galvanized elbow. Okay, if you want to see that done, you can watch that video of my full step-by-step installation that popped up at the beginning of this video. Okay, and you can see about putting those galvanized pipes on. Though you could probably make it work too, is do it the same way that I did the shower head. Okay, there we go. Focused in well. So I got another 2x4 mounted across here, screwed into this 2 studs, and then a dog ear fitting. Okay, dog ear fittings are great. You got the 1/2 inch pecs down here, and then the 1/2 inch FIP, the female iron pipe or international pipe, and then there's 3 flanges that have screw holes in them. So I got screw there, and screw on the other side. Boom, boom, boom. Makes this very rigid. Okay, it doesn't move. It's solid. Very strong. Okay, I see people that skimp on that. Professional plumbers, new construction, and those pipes are flopping around on the wall, including the one in my own home. You're probably wondering, well, why haven't I fixed it? You know, I do this kind of stuff. Well, because my shower faucet in my master bathroom happens to butt up to the other shower in the hall bathroom. So I can't access it without cutting one of the 2 shower walls open. Yeah, I know, great thinking on that one. It happens. Okay, so when you get this set up and you're going to do your water test, the off position for most Delta faucets is going to be 3 o'clock. Okay, and there is a stop there on the handle, so it should stop on it. If it's not stopping there, check your trim plate to see where the off position says on the trim plate. The cartridge does have a hot and cold side, and I'm not going to pull it out because I've got water on right now, but back here it should say hot, okay, on the back part of the cartridge. And the hot will be on the left side of your faucet, because hot here on the left, cold on the right. So if your cartridge is in with the hot on the left and incorrectly, then that's normally where the stop is. One other thing to say quickly is these have a skull guard on them. The old ones have a skull guard, which was a plastic big washer, and it had lots of little notches on it, and then you would pull the whole thing out and kind of like turn it and stick it back in, get the notches in right, and that would either give you a full range of motion for that handle or stop it, you know, back so that it can't go all the way hot. That's the whole idea of the skull guard. This one here is kind of built in. There's some spring-loaded clips here, and the cartridge itself, they've updated that a little bit. So you grab this piece here, this white piece, and you pull it forward, and see it's kind of spring-loaded, and then there's little notches built on the inside. So there's arrows here on the top. It says hotter on the left, colder on the right. So if you want it to get because it's not set all the way hot most of the time from the factory. Most of the time it's a few notches back. If you want your full range temperature, pull this out, turn it all the way to the left until it stops, and then put it back in. And most, you know, there's notches in there, so you can kind of wiggle it back and forth to find the notches, and then it'll drop all the way back in place, okay? If this is a shower used by children or senior citizens, and you're afraid they're going to burn themselves because you have really hot water, well, lift this up and move it a few notches to the right, set it back in, and then that will reduce your handle range of motion and cut back your amount of hot water you can use. Please subscribe to my channel. Click on that, always helps out. Down below is a link to my website, hundreds of more videos, organized really well, and a couple additional videos for you here on the right. Don't forget Amazon links in the description down below. They help us out. And you guys have a great one.